back in campus. I'm an engineer by profession, electronics and computer engineering.
I was going to say, what kind of engineering?
Electronics and computer. So in case there's any problem with the podcast thing, yeah, I can be your guy. But when I got to my fourth year, I'd say that I want to do fashion. So
how did that happen? Because I don't know too many engineers.
Because I loved fashion. For engineering, back then, we used to do things for our parents. Our parents only wanted us to be doctors, lawyers, or engineers. There's no any other option.
Yeah.
So, and also telling guys that I'm an engineer, it was good when I was still starting my first year. Yeah. So my first year, my second year, my third year, my fourth year, I was like, this is not for me.
Okay. So then you knew that throughout all of those years, you were thinking in the back of your mind?
No, around fourth year is when first year, second year, third year, it was still fun telling people that I'm going to be an engineer one day. Then my fourth year, I started feeling like I'm not really feeling this, but I love fashion. All those years we were still dressing well, but we could not afford new clothes. So we used to buy some clothes, just some cheap clothes then. Maybe we do some fixing, so they can be fitting, they look good. Yeah, then I say like, I love this country. I love my country. And I also love fashion. So how can I bring these two together to be able to come up with a brand? By that time, I didn't know it's a brand. It was just a product.
Yeah.
So yes, I searched online, then found like there's someone who can actually stitch that. Then we call it River Road, where clothes are cheap, but they still made them locally. So I went and bought them. Then I was telling my friends, my classmates, we had like 31 people that time, telling my classmates that I'm going to start a very big brand and you guys going to love it. So when I came back to class to try selling it to them, they could not get it. So at first, people even thought that I'm selling houses, like I'm in the real estate, because calling it Home 254. Yeah, because also I think it was really hard but I saw it like a big idea, but I didn't know how they were not. I could not understand how they could not see it. We see engineers and fashion. It's like oil and water. They never.
So they weren't catching the vision early on.
They were not.
Why the name Home 254?
So for me, I love my country and I love fashion. So I wanted to find out two ways to bring the two together. Where home is here as the strongest word they say that I know. 254 is our country code. That's why many Kenyans love their country. That's why most of them, you'll see them with this band, including me. I've had this for like almost 9 years without removing it. Yeah, so I went back to class, started selling to people, but no one could get it. So people thought that I'm selling the real estate, but I was trying to tell them that this is fashion. And
so you're saying, I've got this idea, it's going to be this huge brand, it's Home 254, and they're like, where is the house that you're selling?
Yes, exactly, because engineers and fashion, oil and water. So how did I even know that it's going to make sense? Because that time, even our tagline was not "You Belong." Our tagline was elegantly patriotic, because we were only focused in Kenya. We didn't think about, I was just excited, like I didn't want. But now our tagline changed to "You Belong," because it's not only about Kenya. It's also people who have been Kenya, people who love Kenya and have never been here. So if they come here, at least we see. Yeah. So we replace this with this. So in our engineering class, we had one lady. That time engineering was not in Kenya. Not many ladies used to take engineering. So, she's the only one who got it, and she said that I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy it for my mom and my dad and my siblings. I was like, now that it is when your campus crush supports your business. Yeah, that motivated me, and I knew like this can be a thing.
Yeah.
So I came back to the city, got some few more sweatshirts and t-shirts, then branded them, then took them back to her. Yeah. So
she was the first customer.
She was the first customer. Yes, and she was the first one who believed in this. Before I even knew that this could be something. Yeah, but over time, when I was starting to market, that time Facebook was big. Facebook was the only thing that people knew. So trying to market that interfered with my grades. Because I'm trying to balance engineering and marketing a product. So one had to give. So I got my first supplementary. That means I failed. So I had to repeat that certain unit. When I went and told my dad that I failed, and I told him that I don't want to continue, I want to sell clothes. Oh my God. Yeah, you can. That's where you know the African parent. Yeah,
That was not met
I can't
with
tell
a
you what
warm-
happened, but
not
yeah, it wasn't
a
that
warm
good.
reception.
I know it was not a warm reception.
Okay.
It told me like, I've paid your school fees and you're gonna do what I want.
So did you think of yourself at that time? Were you embracing the idea, I think I'm an entrepreneur, or were you just so excited about the vision of the company? Because, you know, in talking with a lot and working with a lot of entrepreneurs, there can be, I mean, you mentioned it with your parents, you know, go into these certain professional services. These are high paying jobs. These are, you know, really well esteemed careers. And you're feeling this internal drive toward something that's a lot riskier.
Yes.
What was that like?
I don't know. Imagine that time I didn't even know what entrepreneurship is. That time we used to know like just being a businessman. So, but I was not doing it I was just doing it because I love the country. I not see if it was making, because it wasn't making money, because I was just selling. I think I was selling at cost because I didn't care about, and it, for that time, for you to come from Juja to the CBD, to take you a long time. We didn't have the superhighway. It was taking you a long time. So for me, it was just the passion. And I didn't know even how to describe it. I just loved talking to people. I love talking to people. I love talking to clients. From that day to today, I still love talking to clients. So it was just, I can't even explain what it was, but there was a gut feeling in me telling me like, this, you can actually do it, and you can actually, I didn't know, that time I didn't know what it is, but now I hear it's called scaling. You can actually scale it. Yeah. So it was just a feeling that I had inside of me, but I was not doing it for the money for that particular time.
So as you progressed in that journey, can you tell us more about what happened? How did this, so you're still on campus, you finished, what?
Oh, yeah. So I went to my parents, told them that I don't want to do. Yeah, they sent me back to school. So I went, clear up I stopped, I put the fashion business on hold. Then did my studies, graduated in 2016. Then I took the certificate and gave it to my dad. I told him like, Dad, that's yours. Now let me pursue my own things. Yeah, and I remember my dad called me, I am the most stupid kid he has ever had. Oh my God. Hey, that was something. I remember it was in a family meeting, and those are the words that he used. But I could understand, because you were leaving engineering I remember how he said it, to sell clothes. How does it make sense?
So what did you say there? Because you're feeling something different. You're not saying I'm going to sell secondhand clothes in a kiosk.
Yes.
You've got a vision. What did you say?
I just said that, this is what I want to do. So, and I did it every single, I was still living with my parents. I lived with my parents till I turned 30, because for me, I've never been pressured by social media. I trust the process. Just pray and trust the process. So I had no pressure of everyone is leaving home. Every person above 25, they're leaving home and saying, for me, I didn't even have money for rent and for home to, actually, let me take it back to my fourth year. Maybe people will ask like, how did I get the capital to start? So how did I get the capital? So my rent was $24 that time. My monthly rent was $24, and my parents gave me, used to give us, how much per month? Around $48 per month. But now I could not use it for starting the business. So I took my rent. I talked to my caretaker at that time, took my rent, then also borrowed $24. So Home 254 was started by $4,800. That was the capital. That was the initial capital for Home 254.
So you started with $48?
Yes, started with $48. 48. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. So again, you've got passion driving you.
Yes.
You're not at all afraid to chart your own course. I mean, you don't seem at all concerned that, everyone's going to misunderstand, or I'm going to go down an untraveled path.
Yeah.
Have you always been that way, or is there something about this moment that
Imagine I've always been that way. I just believe I usually believe like there'll be light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's because how you were raised. Being raised 8 kids, you just have to have hope and just hope that things are going to work out. But while you hope, you're also working, because I believe like even if you just sit down and just hope, nothing's going to happen.